So we're looking at practice probe 7EE1. The first question says, which property is used to simplify the expression 5 parentheses 3x plus 18 parentheses 2 15x plus 90? So if we're looking at this, 5 parentheses 3x means 5 times 3x, that's 15x. And then 5 parentheses 18 is 5 times 18. So we've got 15x plus 5 times 8 is 40. Carry your 4. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 90. So identity property, we didn't multiply times 1 and get the same thing. We didn't add 0 and get the same thing. Associative property, we did not change who's hanging out together. We did distribute. Commutative property is where they change the order. So we didn't change any order here. The correct answer here should be C. Question 2 says, which is an simplified version of the following expression. 3y minus bracket 2y plus 6 parentheses negative 2y plus 4 parentheses bracket. Okay, now this one's a little complicated because we've got the brackets, and then inside the brackets we've got the parentheses, and then we've got to distribute the 6 to everything inside the parentheses. So 6 times negative 2y is, I'm going to move over here, I've got a little marine, negative 12y. And then 6 times positive 4 is plus 24. Here, outside the parentheses, I've got the 2y. I'm supposed to add that. And then I've got 3y minus. From here, I combine my like terms of 2y negative 12y inside the bracket. So I got 3y minus 2y plus negative 12y is a negative 10y. Can't combine that with the 24 because it does not have like terms. It does not have the exact same variable. So I can't do that. From there, because this is a minus, it's actually going to change the sign of everything inside those brackets. It's like you're distributing a negative 1 there to everything inside those brackets. So this is going to be a 3y, and now a negative times a negative is plus a positive 10y, and a negative times a positive is going to be minus 24. And 3y plus 10y is 13y minus 24. The answer that says 13y, this says negative 13, this says negative 11y, this says 13y minus 24, this one says 13y plus 24. Correct answer here should have been C. For the next question, in question 3, says which is equivalent to 8s plus 20t by the distributive property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the distributive property on each of these answer choices to see which one equals 8s plus 20t. So 4 times 2s is 8s. Got a plus in between. And then 4 times 5t is 20t. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The rest of them, look at it. 4s times 2 is 8s. However, when we distribute that 4s to 5t, we get 20st. Looking at C, 8 times s is 8s. When I distribute this 8 to 20t, I get 160t. Last one, 8s times 1 is 8s. And then when I distribute 8s to 3t, I get 24st. So the correct answer here is A. Question 4 says, which equation demonstrates the inverse property of multiplication? You may be more familiar with it as the multiplicative inverse, or the reciprocal, or the flip. So what we're looking for is something times its reciprocal gives us a product of 1. So looking at this, I've got 2/5 x times 0 equals 0. This does not have a product of 1. 2/5 x times 1 equals 2/5 x. This is the identity property of multiplication. Okay? Identity property of multiplication is what that is. We multiplied by 1, we get the same thing, identity property. 5 over 2 times 2 over 5x equals 1x. I've multiplied 5 over 2 times 2 over 5. These are reciprocals of each other. I have a product of 1, and because that variable is in there, it's just in there. So this is actually the correct answer. Looking at D, 2/5 x times 5 is equal to 5 times 2/5. This is actually the commutative property of multiplication. Not what we're looking for. C for this one was the correct answer. So the 5th question says, what property of addition is illustrated in the equation below? So let's look at what it says. Parentheses 3x plus 2, parentheses, plus 16 is equal to 3x plus parentheses 2 plus 16. Close the parentheses. So looking from here, this left side, to here on the right side, I have 3x plus 2 in parentheses here. On this side I have 2 and 16 in parentheses. Looking, 3x, 3x, 2, 2, 16, 16. Same order, so that tells me it is not commutative. Looking here for associative, because these terms, what's in the equation, have changed who they are associating with, who they are friends with inside the parentheses. So looking for associative. And that's all we have for 7EE1 Practice Probe. Thanks for listening.